Things are about to get kinky now because Dangote once again is trending, and it's not trending about the people he had sacked. It's now about the crude allocations. He says that the Naira for crude allocations has ended and is now selling for dollars. That means that petrol is about to go up. Dangote refinery suspends Naira petrol sales due to crude allocation exhaustion. Africa's largest refinery, Dangote Petroleum Refineries in Lagos, Nigeria, will halt premium motor spirit sales in Naira from September 28, 2025, after depleting its Naira denominated crude supplies from the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited. The facility will switch to dollar transactions to match crude purchases currencies, following shortfalls in government allocations similar to a suspension in March 2025. Economists forecast pump prices surpassing 1,000 naira per litre, raising transport costs and inflation amidst the naira depreciation against the dollar. And I mean, this is not a good news, especially now that we're looking at Christmas celebrations that's just around the corner. This one says the reactions now. Manny says, so let me get this straight. You build the biggest refinery in Africa, use Nigerian crude on Nigerian soil, and now Nigerians can't even buy their own fuel in their own currency. This isn't economics, it's economic betrayal. Let's talk about it. It's got a good point. It's got a good point. Divu says the Dangote refinery situation is far more complicated than most people realize. Dangote has been pushing to buy crude oil in Naira so that he can sell petrol in Naira. But most of the crude available to him is still priced in dollars. And at the end of the day, who bears the brunt of this? Ordinary Nigerians. Fuel prices will rise, transportation costs will shoot up, and food prices will follow. Like it or not, Dangote now controls a huge share of the fuel market, and that monopoly puts every Nigerian at his mercy. Good point. While we're at it, ask yourself, do you think that some of the places, or most of the places where this oil been explored, that's a crude now that has been explored, do you think they are owned by Nigerians? Yeah. So if they're not owned by Nigerians, why do you think they would want to give you the crude in Naira? Except there is a direct conversation between the government of the day and the Dangote. That can never work because some of these the owners of some of this crude are actually for foreigners. Yes, they might have fronts like people in Nigeria who they are fronting as the owners of these oil wells, but these monies are actually this crude are actually owned by foreigners, and they would want to price that crude in dollars. And remember, Dangote has come at a time when most refineries abroad are beginning to cry and cry hard because he has taken market away from them. But again, the question I still keep asking is, why do we buy fuel that high in price? It's still very high, and in fact, one of the highest on the African continent. Given our population, one would have thought that by now, for crying out loud, we would have started buying fuel for at least 500 naira or 600 naira, at least comparable to other places, given our population. And yes, Dangote enjoys a level of monopoly because none of our refineries are working. And this is one of the reasons why I think that the government should right now start thinking of either a PPP program or an outright sale of our refineries so that we can have a competition, so that Dangote will not wake up every morning, every Eke market day and start threatening Nigerians because it's just a threat. Oh, the government is not selling this. And so why is the government not even doing the same thing? Why is the government not saying, look, okay, we are in business with you and this is going to be in another 10 years. Why are we doing six months? This was the same thing that happened in March. It took us another 1 month to resolve. What's all these back and forth and joking with Nigerians? I don't get it. It's tiring, really. It's tiring. This one says you can't have your refinery in Nigeria and start selling in another currency. What's this? David says buying in Naira and selling in dollar plus the export. We know who gonna win in the chess game. We need alternative refineries. One man can't owe Nigerians time to wake up. This is exactly what I'm saying. If you have a second refinery or even a third or fourth, this man will not come and start giving us a high blood pressure. So see what happens. He buys in Naira, buys in Naira from Nigeria and then sell to other countries. So what are we doing? What are we saying? And of course, we know that petrol is, when you are sold crude, 1 barrel of crude has over, I heard the last time, over 200 other things that the byproduct can give you. Yes, there are other several things that the byproduct of crude can give you. So what are you doing with that byproduct that your refinery still produces? Look, I didn't open this channel to talk about this nonsense in this country, but this is terrible. And I think it's about time for Nigerians to wake up. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'd love to hear from you.